Hey guys, how are you guys doing?
How you
Hello,
doing,
how are
Carmine?
you?
Very well, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
First of all, what I really love about this is that it's not a repetition of its original, which is very, very rare in horror because usually a lot of filmmakers and studios prefer to repeat what was successful. So I was wondering, how tricky is it to change the formula and doing it in a way that makes audiences accept the unexpected direction?
Oh, I think as screenwriters, I think well, at least we try every time with these movies to, when you're going to think about particularly when you think about a sequel, there's a few ideas that come to you right away, and we try to dismiss those, because those are the ideas that anybody could think of, and most people would think of. I mean, if I give you, 30 seconds, you will pitch whatever it was, what you thought it could be the sequel to Doom Breed 2 very easily. And usually we try to avoid those because that's going to make it very predictable. So we try to make sure that you'll get the same emotions you got in the first movie, that you get the same feelings that you got when you watch the original. So because that's why you come back to it. If there's a part two, you just want to go chasing that emotion, those thrills you got the first time around. But we need to give you a new story, something that is unpredictable, that is as unpredictable as the first one was. A lot of the mysteries about who the blind man is are they're out of the bag at the end of the first movie. So we need to approach it from a completely different perspective in order to have new intrigue and new mystery. So I think so what we really try to give you is the same thrills and feelings that you enjoyed watching the first movie, and but by telling a complete new story. That is the goal.
And it's also a lot more fun for us to uh, walk a new unexplored territory. It makes it, making a movie takes a long time. So it's better for us if we're doing something that we really enjoy. And in this case, just going in a new direction, it's always healthier and a lot more fun. So that's there too.
But that's awesome. And this is also something that we can expect from your upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie?
I think so, yeah. I mean, Texas Chainsaw was kind of the same spirit, like a little bit of what we did on Evil Dead when we had to bring that back to a new generation. The same happens here. We do it with a lot of respect for the original movies and the legacy of the original film in that case. And but also we, in a way that we aware that, if you're a teenager, you probably were a kid the last time there was a Texas Chainsaw in theaters. So it's we try to make it also for a new audience. So that's how we approach Evil Dead, and we thought it worked at the time for both audiences. That's what we do. And also trying to really come up with the weirdest, strangest ideas, so that when you watch them, you go, "Wow, this I had never seen in my life," which I think is important for this movie, particularly for this genre, right?
Right. Looking forward to that one as well. And what I also loved about Don't Breathe 2 is that, again, we deal with flawed characters. I know that there are still some, a few industry people that tell you guys, make sure your characters are likable. But of course, flawed characters are much more interesting because we are all flawed. We all have flaws. So I was wondering, what is one flaw or your biggest flaw as storyteller and filmmaker?
That's a good question.
There's so many to
be shitty writers when we write, and not being great filmmakers when we're supposed to be filming. I don't know, whatever flaws.
There's so many. It would take a long time to list.
And that's what the movie's about, really, at the end of the day. Like most characters, and the thing that we all of us most afraid of are those flaws, and we usually don't see them, and usually we spend all our lives trying to avoid them and never really encounter anybody that tells us. Sometimes we find people that tell us to our face. We try not to be friends with those people. So that's what everybody does, and that's what this movie is about, really. It's about a character that is terrified of himself and has convinced himself he's not the person he thinks he is. He really believes he's a good guy, when we know he's a villain that got away with it on the first movie. And the story is about that. See if he'll be able to reckon with himself and really atone and realize, come to terms with who he truly is, right? Which is terrifying for anybody.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Seriously, pleasure talking to you. All the best with your movie, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good day.